Hey y'all, it's Mr. Woody here, and we're going to be talking today about Microsoft Publisher. So Microsoft Publisher is as you've heard, a Microsoft product, which means that when you look at the Microsoft Office screen or the Microsoft Publisher screen, you're going to see a lot of similarities between this program and a lot of the other programs in Microsoft. Word, PowerPoint, those kinds of things. You've seen that. And this is the screen that you come up with when you first open up onto Publisher. And this screen kind of gets you into a place where you can develop a new file, a new Publisher document. And you can see that up here you've got some options available to you where you can create a blank document, either landscape or portrait. You've got some other blank page sizes that you can create. So if you're not looking at an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, if you want to create something a little smaller, let's say you're creating a business card, or you're creating an invitation card or something like that, or a thank you card, you might not want it to be the full 8.5 by 11, so you've got some other options here with some blank page sizes, and you can look and see what sizes those are. Or you can actually even create your own custom size depending on what it is that you want to print. So you got a lot of options when it comes to developing your own blank document. Even though you've got some options with your own document, I want to look today really quickly at the templates feature, because templates in Publisher are kind of where the power is in Publisher. Now there are other things that are powerful in Publisher, but generally speaking, one of the nice features of Publisher is the ability to have these templates that you can refer to and utilize to kind of help you get going with any kind of document that you're wanting to create. And you can see that you got a lot of options available to you here. So I'm just going to take a very simple. You see that I've got some available templates. Right now I'm looking at only installed templates, but I can also look at online templates that are available to me, or I can look at both online and installed templates. And now you see I've got a much larger range of templates that I can use. And we'll just look at a very simplistic event template. So let's look at this bounce template. So when we choose the template, you'll look over on the right hand side here, and you got some options available to you that you could use to customize your template. You can see here I can change the color scheme so that it applies to some sort of specific color scheme that looks well together. So if we look at Apex, for example, you can see there are some changes made to the template, and some other changes to the text and things like that that kind of fit into the overall color scheme of the template. You can also see there are some font templates that will kind of put some fonts together for you so that you're not using too many different fonts. Remember, one of the things we talked about with PowerPoint is you don't want to use too many different fonts. We'll look at maybe this Flow as an example. So I can choose the Flow font scheme, and now it will use that Flow font scheme everywhere on my document. We've got no new business information there right now, so we're not going to worry about that too much. You can include a mailing address. You can include a graphic. You can include tear-offs. Think of going into the grocery store and seeing I'm selling this. If you want, call this number, and then you tear off the number. You have that availability using tear-offs. But we're going to leave that. We'll choose the color scheme Apex, and we'll choose the Flow font scheme, and then we'll just create our document. So now you can see that it's actually kind of pulled in some of the information. Now notice here it says business name, and it says business tagline or motto. And then up here you've got this organization image, and then down here you've got some more information, the business name, the primary address, the phone, all that kind of stuff. Well, that's the kind of thing that you can have created or defaulted in your business information section. So back when we were back a step, we could have entered that business information, and that information would have automatically come in. But for this tutorial, we're just talking about actually kind of creating items. Now, once you've got a template in place, you can do a lot of things to this template. You don't have to stick with the way the template looks right now. I can make a lot of changes to this information, and I can change the template any way I want. So for instance, I don't have a logo, so I'm just going to delete that. I'm not going to worry about a business name either, so I'm just going to delete the tagline, and I'm also going to delete the business name. And then I don't like the position of this, so we can actually move this as well. So I'm just going to move this up, to the upper right corner so that my product service information is going to be up in the upper right corner as kind of a subheading. And I'll put the text box underneath that as well so that my information is there. And then in this document, I'm going to do something a little bit more graphical. So I want this image to maybe be a little bit bigger. And I'll show you how to add an image in a second as well. Reposition that. And then also down here, I don't want these, so I'm just gonna, all I'm doing here is clicking on the text box and deleting the object. And so all this is going to be very simplistic, so we'll say Mr. Whitty's birthday bash. Okay, so I've got some sort of text involved, and again now because of the shape of it, I can resize this box and move the text to where I want it. I can make it bigger if I want. All that can be edited later on, but at this point in time I'm going to stick with that. Let's insert an image into here. So you'll notice that if I click on this, it automatically brings me into my pictures library. So I can automatically create something in there. Maybe I don't want that. Maybe instead of that kind of a picture, I want to use some clip art or something like that. So if I want to do that, I'm just going to so I'm just going to go click insert clip art, and then I'm going to do a search for birthday. Click go, and now you're going to see I'm going to have all these different birthday images that I'm going to be able to bring in, and I bring one in. Position it to where I want it to go. Okay, so now we've kind of designed something very quickly using the template. We didn't have to do too many things to it. But now let's say, I look at this and I go, you know what, I don't really like the template. I'd rather kind of edit it out and change the template. Well, you do have the ability to do that. If you go back into your page design, you have some options available to you, and you can actually go back in and change the so I can go in and I can change the color scheme. If I don't like the color scheme, you know what, I like this aspect color scheme better, so I click on it. Okay, so now I've got a different color scheme available to me, and I can also change the template itself. So if I click on change template, maybe instead I'd like this color band, and I click on it and click OK, and then it gives me an option. It says, do you want to apply the template to the current publication, or do you want to create a new publication and use the text and graphics from it? Well, I don't really want to create a new one. I'm just going to apply it to the old one. So I click OK, and now you can see that it changes the template. Now here's the problem. When it does change the template, the stuff that we've changed still exists, but some of the other imagery does not exist. Okay, so we'd have to go back in and edit this template a little bit, or we could have done what we talked about, change template, choose color band, click OK, and create a new publication. And when we create a new publication, you can see it actually generates a whole new publisher document. You get the same result, but now you still have that original to go back to, and that's, for some people, that might be important because they might want to just be looking at what the different templates will look like. So now that we've done that, we're just going to have a really quick look at how to save that. So then we've got our design, we've laid it out. Obviously this is an unfinished product, but let's assume that we do have a finished product here. We go to File and Save As. Remember, we should always do File, Save As. We're going to save it somewhere where we can find it. I'm just going to save it in my documents. I'm going to say birthday. I'm going to call it birthday. Click Save. And it will save that document. Now that was just a regular birthday, but what if we want to save it as a PDF file? Well, we could do the same. Just drop down the box, click PDF, and now it will automatically save our document as a PDF file. Okay, so there's our new PDF. Now it's easily sendable to anybody through email, and it can be viewed by any machines. So that's our finished document, and stay tuned to lesson number 2 to look at some more features of Publisher.